Hello, back for some more. It's funny because there's stuff that I want to say in a way, but I know that it doesn't need to be said. It's more so like observations. It's like commenting on what I see. Like I observe a lot of people who are doing stuff and think that there needs to be a lot of stuff to be done. And that will fix stuff. As far as I can tell, an appropriate course of action would be to identify with more, to become attuned with more of your surroundings. Pay attention to everything around you more and more. Integrate, integrate, integrate. Feedback loop of just integrating what constitutes you and self and making it more, broadening that. And I see how that's a challenge. It feels like an uphill climb because it requires a person's sense of self to become larger and trusting that that process won't burn you, what you consider to be you, trusting other. And it is very likely viewed as somewhat of a leap of faith. Faith, there's that word again, that you have to have faith in other, that they might hurt you. But that's the only way we come together, is to learn. And here's the word patience, or trying to think graciousness. Even when someone hurts you or you get burnt, re doubling down, getting back on the horse of loving the world and everything that much more. It appears that whatever creator is has a super wicked, awesome sense of humor, and that this whole thing may conclude with the most absurd party ever imaginable. I think that It appears to be appropriate. Like, what else would there be? I wish if I had even a remote desire, it would be something like, I wish I could just become a better communicator. Like that's why I got into the deep end for the last few years is I had to expand how to relate to other. I had to go global with that. I had to go all the way to like, what does it look like to network globally? It's that hero's journey, that expansion, and then compression, return. In annealing my experience so that I can relate even further with any point of view. So separate, I watched the interview of Kate Hall with Liv Burry, and it was super bonkers how similar her and my experience of like awakening was. And her whole thing where she became very obsessive, like with this, like getting the message out. It's like there has to be some kind of domino effect that is very close. You can feel it now. It's not like, it's not speculative really anymore. It's not like fringe. It's not culty. It's right on the brink of becoming mainstream. That our relationship to everything is collapsing into one and a makeup point. She felt it. She went and got the camera. She's trying to talk to as many people as possible, record, take notes, try and map this experience that she was going through. I had the exact same thing. You just love so much. You, I just love everything so much. And I lose sight of it sometimes, or I kind of come back to like limited me. And then I remember that feeling of like, there's just not enough time to show how much I love you and everything unconditionally. because why not? Like, what else would you do with infinite power, dimension, knowledge? Besides show your love. And I'm like, it almost seems insurmountable. Like sometimes you see something and you're like, oh my God, it's so fucking beautiful. Like just like this little small thing and you see how beautiful it is. And I want to be that for the world. And it's not quite ready yet. I think that's at the essence of it, is like, there's even good people who I know who can't really hear what I'm saying right now. They're embedded in the story. They think that there's something wrong because the story is real still. Here's my, in a more concrete way. It's not a coincidence that we see a thing called a game or a thing called a play or a book or a story, and even the most recent of a simulation. Like the idea, the concept that we can conceive of another world, another timeline, another place happening is not a coincidence. It's not like some fluke of the, uh, like, whoops, all the universe just aligned for that. It's that it's moving toward those things, that it's attracting towards those. I know people have already said this. It's like the universe builds fractally. Okay, so what is a game? What is that a fractal of? What is that a repetition of? Everything is that. What is a play? What is a simulation? What is a puzzle? All these things are so indicative of what is going on right now. They're all like the strongest pointer towards the top of the mountain. Different ways of saying the exact same thing. I mean, other things like nesting within mathematics. Like think of a breakthrough in consciousness, for example, as like going into the parentheses of the next part of the equation. Think of it as a membrane, penetrating the membrane. Oh, suddenly there's a whole new world that opened up. I mean, it's in these visuals are actually pretty powerful. It's not this abstract, like, go and meditate on the mountain and, you know, become conscious. It's like, no, it's kind of like you'll see it from so many different dimensions. None of them are the truth, and learning to hold lightly that it's something like that, something like a game, something like a puzzle, like a simulation, knowing that it's not any of those things. Like I said earlier, it will probably be, I suspect there'll be like crying and laughing and absurdity and I mean, just everything you can imagine because it all has to happen. It all can happen. We like society is this way of like maintaining order and it's not in the most literal sense, it is just an imagination, it is just an agreement, does not actually exist. Like capitalism doesn't exist, right? It's in the mind. What is real? What underlies all of that? Society will just dissolve because it's not real. Just like the Soviet Union went away, America will go away, concept of Germany will go away. I love how it may be difficult to imagine for some people, like the idea that countries could cease to exist. There's just a uniform experience or like a oneness of Earth. No boundaries, no borders. Like that will happen forever from now. It's like technically speaking, I always loved this. It could just happen tomorrow. If like you just had you took everyone on planet Earth and said, "Hey, do you want to make all the borders go down?" And everyone on Earth said yes. Like, well, that couldn't happen. It's like in the laws of physics that can happen. It's possible. There's nothing that says, 9.82 meters per second squared prohibits everyone from Earth saying no more borders. I mean, there'd be a bunch of chaos for a while, but like it's not impossible. Hmm. Especially with something like AI. I mean, anything that gives order, automates order. It's just obvious that we could do that. It's within our technological capacity now. Patience, wait for it. I know. I can see it though. Hmm. I'd love to, I think what I have to do is feel almost every moment. It's like this opportunity to like party. Everyone loves to like have a good time. It's like, well, how would I afford that to uh every everyone? I want everyone to be happy as often as possible, more and more, and like love each other more. And I'm like, and I kind of run through my mind. I'm like, how could I afford that? I know that it's within physic, like the physics of it are possible. How would I put on Planet Earth Party? Burning Man comes close. I don't get the sense that that's it though. It's really close though. I haven't been, but I talked to the people who have, and it's like, I don't know. I don't get that sense quite. It doesn't feel like it's there yet. So it'd have to be something so fucking beautiful, right? I mean, Burning Man is pretty goddamn wild. It's pretty party. It's pretty weird, pretty epic. What could we imagine that would surpass that? But it's got to be some kind of like rich integration of technology where you have like brain computer interfaces and you're just like bouncing your awareness non-locally. Yeah, there has to be, it has to be, the Omega point has to be something where you have a uniformity of people's awareness or their attention, and it just like converges into white light infinity, and then boom, like the black hole rips open, or the next Big Bang occurs or something like that. It has to be something like that, where we just forget that there was any, that there was any Mars or Jupiter or planet Earth. Like our history and future as we knew it just shreds. Like mind is just blown apart. Huh. I don't know. I love geeking out about this. Who did I talk to the other day? Christian Taggart. And it's like he knows what I know. It's this little secret, and it's permeating through humanity, bouncing around. It's like initially, yeah, it's awesome to talk with people who get it. Yep. Okay. Love you all very much. Yeah. Goodbye.